It's 6:03. Good morning. Happy Friday to you all. It is May 8th, and this is Richmond's Morning News on News Radio WRVA. My name is Rich Herrera, Super Dave Ayler, Gary Hess. Thank you for joining us. It is the Friday before Mother's Day, so I'm going to remind everybody, if you haven't taken care of Mother's Day, you better do it today. All right, let's get after it. Time to start Richmond's Morning News Brief. We give you everything you need to know, what happened overnight, and update you from around the world. All right, story number one, still no word from the Supreme Court on what our congressional districts are going to look like.
Number one.
All right, we're waiting to see. A lot of speculation. A lot of times the Supreme Court will release decisions on Thursdays. People are watching their website. Nothing came out. So where are we right now? Supreme Court will have 3 cases in front of them, but now maybe a 4th. 4 Richmond residents have filed a lawsuit asking the state to certify the elections, even though the Supreme Court is reviewing them. They're saying, listen, it happened. We voted. It won. You have to certify those elections, and you have to do it now. We'll see if that winds its way through the appellate court process, and maybe that makes its way to the Supreme Court. Either way, the chaos that we have that's descended upon this Commonwealth of Virginia continues, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen with the Supreme Court. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Story number 2, the U.S. and Iran still have a ceasefire, but shots were fired yesterday.
Number 2.
All right, the U.S. and Iran have a ceasefire. They're still working on that one-page memorandum. Donald Trump trying to bring an end to this. Iran, well, they do what Iran does best, which is continue to stall. So as the two sides go back and forth with Pakistan trying to negotiate the truce and the end of the hostilities between the two, open up the Strait of Hormuz and stop the firing and the fighting between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is, well, it depends on who you want to listen to. There's some ships that have gone through. A U.S. Navy destroyer went through yesterday. Iran attacked it. The U.S. repelled the attack. Little boats, little skiffs were sunk and fired back upon. The president called it a little love tap. Still trying to get peace settlement in this war that's been going on between the U.S. and Iran for, I guess we're going on 2 months now. But the ceasefire is held for the last couple of weeks. This did not break the ceasefire, according to the White House. We'll see how Iran reacts. All right, story number 3, Barack Obama speaking out.
Number 3.
All right, story number 3 this morning. Barack Obama goes on Stephen Colbert and says the Attorney General of the United States should not be a consigliere to the President of the United States. Lots of people pushing back like, wait a minute, Eric Holder told everybody you're wingman. So Barack Obama getting ready to get involved in politics once again. And our big 4th story of the day, actually, this should have been number 1. We debated back and forth, but we'll make this our 4th story, but it's number 1 in my heart, Mother's Day.
Number 4.
It's Mother's Day weekend. Look, there's little Susie. She's making a handmade Mother's Day greeting card with construction paper and crayons. Looks like she's been eating some of the best, too. And here's Timmy. He made Mom a ceramic ashtray in art class because he knows she loves her Virginia Slims. And there's Mom. She's celebrating her special day by cleaning the house, doing the laundry, and cooking everyone dinner. Oh, Dad was too busy playing golf with his boss and totally forgot to get Mom a gift. Looks like he'll be sleeping on the couch for a while.
Do not be that guy that forgets about Mother's Day. It comes up on Sunday. I think we're going to check in with Robin by Lester by Adolph for a couple last-minute Mother's Day gifts. Excuse me. But Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. If you get a chance, call your mom, call the special people in your life. We'll talk about that coming up this morning on News Radio WRVA at 6:08. For those of you just getting up and get going, the big story of the day. I want to make it the biggest story of the day. Maybe it's just the big story of today for me. I think today should be a national holiday. Why? Because it's the birthday for Coca-Cola.
Number 5.
Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta started selling Coca-Cola at its soda fountain for 5 cents a glass on May 8, 1886. The syrup was created by a local pharmacist, Dr. John Pemberton, based on a wine he developed. The soda, by 1900, was being sold as a fountain drink in every state. 20 years later, it was bottled and sold around the country. And Coke eventually became one of the most recognized words in the world in any language. The original syrup's ingredients included then legal cocaine from coca leaves and caffeine from cola nuts, Coca-Cola. Coca leaf extract remains part of the flavoring. For that, one factory in New Jersey is legally allowed to import and process the leaves, then sell the byproduct to a pharmaceutical company for medical use. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Today should be a holiday, Super Dave. We should all get the day off to enjoy an ice cold Coca-Cola, or in my case, a Coke Zero or Diet Coke.
Yeah, well, I only drink like 1 or 2 a day. You drink 1 or 2 just within the first 20 minutes of the show.
Will you stop putting my business out in the street for everybody to know?
And just think, if they still had cocaine in that, just think how
Stop
addicted
it.
you would be. Because you drink, how many do you drink during the show? At least 3.
Sure, go with that.
That's not right.
I'm okay with you telling people that I drink. I probably drink more than that.
But I'm just talking to the 4 hours of the show.
Probably more than 4 Diet Cokes.
More than 4?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought it was like 3.
Well, I get bigger bottles now.
Yeah, and you have the 16 ounces. They're not the 12-ounce cans.
Stop. But I told you, stop putting my business out there for
Coca-Cola
everybody.
would go out of business if you had to give up soda.
Could you imagine if I'd been able to get the original stock for Coca-Cola? I'd be a billionaire.
Oh, yeah.
But then
That'd be awesome.
AOC would hate me because there's no such thing as a billionaire. We're going to talk about that coming up on the program. But today is the anniversary of Coca-Cola. So on the James River Air text line, let me just ask you this. What is your go-to soda? Are you a Diet Coke person, Coca-Cola? Are you Pepsi? Are you RC? What is your soda of choice? Super Dave, what's yours?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper straight up?
Yeah, well, the Diet Dr. Pepper normally.
Yeah.
If it's not around, then I'll drink the hard stuff. But it used to be Mountain Dew, and that almost killed me because there's so much caffeine and sugar in that unless you buy the diet stuff.
Right.
But I was drinking the regular Mountain Dew for all through college, and when I first started in radio, and wow, that stuff's loaded with caffeine and sugar.
Caffeine, and it's green. You're drinking something green.
Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee, so I needed.
Yeah, I don't
caffeine.
drink coffee either. So what is
and then I found Dr. Pepper doesn't have quite as much caffeine as Mountain Dew, but it still has a lot.
I don't know if the caffeine actually affects me anymore because I drink so much. I might be immune to it by now.
Well, that's why you're drinking 5 during the show.
5 during the show.
It's just, you have to get that caffeine kick, and it keeps taking more and more and more.
Stop putting my business out there on the street for everybody.
You're jonesing.
Now,
You're jonesing.
Now I'm going to get nothing but people complaining all day long about you drink too much soda, Rich. Stop drinking so much soda. Drink more water. I am trying to drink
people
more
around
water.
here tell you that every day.
I know. It's my one bad habit. All right, 6:11 here on News Radio WRVA. I'm Rich Herrera. What is your drink? What is your drink of choice for sodas? Today is the birthday of Coca-Cola. Pepsi is very popular. My mom loved Pepsi. She wouldn't drink Coke. She only drank Pepsi.
Usually it's the other way around.
I don't know.
I drink both. But, you can tell a difference. I can.
I can tell the difference. Pepsi tastes sweeter.
Yeah, but I'm interchangeable.
I know
if I could only pick one, it'd be Coke. But
I know people like my wife.
I don't mind.
Does not like Pepsi. She only drinks Coke. And if we go to a place, oh, can I get a Diet Coke? No, we have Pepsi. She'll drink water or iced tea instead. I'm like, I don't care. I'll drink whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Now, if I could only pick one, it'd be Coke, but Pepsi's fine. No, I don't have anything against Pepsi.
I have Diet Coke at the house. So like when I go to the store and I have to choose one or the other, I'll prefer, and I'll usually always, like 99% of the time, grab Diet Coke more than I will anything else.
I remember growing up where, and maybe just my taste buds changed, the diet always tasted a lot different than the regular stuff.
It does, but you get used to it.
To me, it doesn't taste that much different now, but maybe it's just because I'm used to it.
For a while, when I forced myself to stop drinking regular Coke and Pepsi, and you started drinking Diet, there was like a month adjustment period. Now, if I have a regular soda, It tastes way too sweet. I can just tell as soon as I take a sip, no, that's not diet.
Oh, really?
And-
I can't really
and-
tell the difference anymore.
And do you want to know a little bartender secret?
What?
Diet Coke is darker. The diet soda is darker than the regular soda.
Really?
That way, when you're putting them out on the bar and you pour them, they go, "Oh, which is which?" The diet is darker.
But that's not why they do it, though, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, really?
Yeah, that way you can tell the difference between the two when you have two of them sitting next to each other at a restaurant.
Oh, so I never know. I never set the two together to compare
I'm
them.
just saying, AOC and I were both bartenders, so we have that training together.
I trust you.
Yeah, me and AOC. In fact, we're going to talk about her coming up because she says billionaires are evil, bad people. We'll get into that coming up here
1 minute to
on the
A+
program.
Windows.
Today's show is brought to you in part by A+ Windows. All right.